Back. Lockdown Yoga, day 5. My name is Yoga Sensei Tawani Clark, and I'm here to teach a back strengthening routine. A lot of us have been sitting, lying down. Definitely I have. So hopefully you can all hear me now. So as you come on, please let me know if you're here. Let me know if you're in class. Log on, say hi. Tell me where you are. And let me know how you're feeling after the classes. If you have done a class earlier in the week, let me know how you're feeling after the class. Some of you have been amazing. You've done 4 classes, and this is your 5th class. Some of you have done 2 or 3. If this is your first class, you're most welcome. I have been teaching for 10 years, and I've taught about 1,000 people. Over 7,000. Welcome. Welcome, Carol. Thanks for confirming that the sound is good. Still learning this whole thing and how to switch on the mic. So it's good to know that I've got sound. So before we start, I'm not going to go over the view of the class. We're going to warm up, or I'm just going to go rush through it. You know, we're going to do silent meditation, we're going to warm up. Please don't miss the warm up, it's very important. We do the all-round conditioning in Surya Namaskar or Sun Salutation, and then we are going to go into a balance, into our back strengthening, and cool it down in twists, and then finally into Shavasana. So just a quick run through of the rules, especially for anyone who is new to this, and anyone else. So rule number 1, there's only 4. Rule number 1, pleasant face. Emily keeps catching me frowning. I hope you don't catch me frowning at some point today if you haven't already. So if you're frowning, usually this is resisted, so we just want to see where this is coming from. Rule number 2 is positive attitude. Sometimes we overly criticize ourselves. I can't do this. This is not right. So welcome, Claudia. Let me know how you're feeling after the classes earlier. Chi-Chi, welcome. How are you feeling? Kasego. Glad everyone is finding their way back. So rule number 2 is no judgment. Don't overly criticize yourself. Welcome, Lily. Just do what you can. And rule number 3 is mind the gap. So yoga is very much spine-based and really helping us. Great. Rule number 1 is, yes, I kind of changed it, Chi-Chi, from no frowning to number 1 is pleasant face. I'm trying to find a most positive spin on things. And rule number 4 is go with the flow. Muche, welcome to your first class with Kujuta Yoga. Please share with friends, everybody. Let's share the love. They're free, so why not? Let as many people benefit as possible. Right, are you ready to get started? Have you got your mat? Have you got your cushions? Have you got a blanket? Let's get started. So my handsome producer is going to help me with the chair as we go back and get ready to start the class. So just a tad slow out of the starting block today. It's always good to have your mic nearby. So let's take care on how we come down. Sometimes the injuries happen on how we come down to the ground. So we want to take care, keep your back bend from the legs rather than hinging forwards, right? So getting into a squat. And now we are going to sit. Now, if you've got issues with your knees, please remember that you can always sit like this or even bend if you're struggling with hip and knee issues like this. If it's all right, you can cross your legs. You can come into a normal cross leg or Sukhasana, which, funnily enough, I find this quite uncomfortable. So I'm going to sit in a half lotus or Ardha Padmasana pose. Now, a lot of us struggle to sit straight when we're on the floor. We're used to having our hips elevated relative to our feet on chairs. So we find it very difficult to mind the gap. Rule number 3. So that is the case. So if you just want to make it easier, You can grab your yoga blocks if you have any, or simply just grab. Most of us will have a cushion or two or a pillow lying around somewhere in our house. So here we go. Now it's much easier to open up. And we're going to come into our mudra. So mudra is just a form that the body takes that changes how the energy flows. So this is called jnana, psychic gesture of consciousness is what it does, or the translation, and drop. I find this helps relax the shoulders. Make sure we're not leaning forwards. You want to be back, the weight, the shoulders directly over the hips. So the energy or the line of gravity is going straight through us and not back either. Most people are not back. Most of us are rushing forwards. Now we're going to come into another mudra, which helps us keep that pleasant face and not frown. It's called Khechari Mudra. We take the tip of the tongue up to the roof or the palate of the mouth as far back as we can. And then we close our mouth and we breathe. And gently open your eyes. Now, I want to come off the padding edge so that I can get a better stretch in the hips. So what we're going to do is greet each other in the yoga way, palms together. This is actually another mudra, universal. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, hinge forwards. And from my heart, namaste. Now extend your arms and reach forwards. What you might find is a stretch on the outer hips. Go easy on the knees or the hips. Don't worry if you can't bend very forwards today. Remember, no judgment. Positive attitude, just do what you can. Inhale, come up. Don't worry if what you can do today is only 50%, 60%. That is something. The more you practice, the more you will find that you'll be able to do. Notice that I put the other leg on front. In front. Inhale, open up, and exhale, hinge all the way forwards and relax. Where do you feel the stretch? Is it inner thighs, outer thighs, back? If you drop your head, you may feel the back of the neck and the upper back. So I'm going to invite you to put that right leg in front or on top. Don't worry if you're still here. You can still do the next exercise from this position. Whichever position we are, let's grab hold of the knees. And we're going to pull on the knees, pushing the shoulders down and back. Inhale, pull your chest forwards, lift chest, lift chin, look up, open. Wow, it's a beautiful release in the front of my sternum. A click there. Exhale, lean all the way back. Don't scrunch the shoulders into the ears. Release and go all the way back. Think of rounding your back like a ball, chin into the chest. I feel a lovely stretch between my shoulders, shoulder blades, and between my neck and my shoulders. The more I relax, the more I feel it. Let's speed that up a little bit. Inhale, lift chest, lift chin, look up. Exhale, round. Don't worry if it's not making sense today. Practice makes perfect. And now you may want to just come back onto your block or your padding. It's kind of difficult to do that back warm-up when you're on the block. So now from here, we're going to warm up the eyes. So without moving the head, we're just going to move our eyes in big clockwise direction. So as far to the edge of your vision as we can go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and the opposite direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And close your eyes and rub your palms together as fast as you can. Eyes are still closed. The objective is to create heat. You may need to press harder. Ooh, I need to press harder and faster today. I'm a little bit chilly for some reason. And place those warm palms onto your eyes. Allow the warmth, the heat to grow into your eyes. And then keep your fingers tightly closed and cupped, and draw your fingers down over your eyes, trying to prevent any light from coming in towards your eyes. And now we're going to open the eyes and then open the fingers and release. And check the posture. We're going to keep reminding us about our posture. Inhale, look right. Exhale, left. Let's move into the neck. Inhale, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, tilt the head to the right side and extend the left arm and relax it. So we really want to release the arm, the shoulder, the fingers even. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, tilt to the left and drop right arm. And release and breathe. Okay. Are you enjoying that stretch over there? The more you relax, the more you stretch. Yoga is kind of counterintuitive sometimes. Do less to do more. And come up, turn, look to the right. Check you're not rolling back. Sometimes not great for the neck there. Drop the chin, inhale, roll along the chest, look to the left, make sure you're not at that angle. Exhale, back. Inhale, one way, exhale, back, and the other way. Excuse me, still working on clearing that throat of mine after not being well for a few weeks. Let's come to standing. So the transitions are where we need sometimes to take a little bit of care, especially from sitting to standing and standing to sitting. So take care of your back of your knees and come here and make sure you're keeping your back, and we come up. And I'm going to turn so that you can see me a little bit better from behind here, the weight. The feet are right to the edges of the mat, quads are engaged. If your back is tender or you don't have much mobility, feel free to stay here. If you are expecting also, please stay here, particularly if it's more than 12 weeks that you're in the pregnancy. Now stay there for those who need to. For those of us who are okay, we can interlace our fingers, and wow, do you feel that shoulder stretch, back of leg stretch? Bend the legs, help the back, and gently come up. We're coming into Super Brain Yoga, so a reminder that if you are more than 12 weeks pregnant, if you're on your periods or have high blood pressure, then simply cross your arms like this and just do easy squats. Also, if your knees are a bit tender, you can bend halfway like that. For the rest of us, let's go into the full Super Brain Yoga. We are going to take our left thumb and place it on top of the right earlobe, index finger underneath. Then we're taking the right thumb on top of the left earlobe, index finger underneath. We are going to come into Khechari Mudra, so remember that's tip of tongue to the roof of the mouth as far back as you can. Inhale, going down, exhale, coming up for 7. See if you can keep the feet on the ground. If it's crashing, if it's not good for your alignment, feel free to bring those heels up. Here we go. Wow, what a creaky knee I have. A left one. Usually it's the right one that is creaky like that. Let's come into the back. Inhale to the right, exhale left. If your back's a bit sore, take it easy. Exhale. 3, 4, 5. Remember, inhale right, exhale. And now we're going to swing our arms. Let's work the shoulders. Inhale up, exhale down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 forward. Inhale up, exhale down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and open the front of the chest and the shoulders. Inhale, keep your arms shoulder height, open up. Exhale, give ourselves a slap on the back. Inhale, exhale, other arm on top. 2, 3, 4. I like the way this feels. 6, 7. Good to activate those lungs. And now, palms facing each other, and then close into some tight fists. Don't worry, we're not fighting, we're not boxing anybody. That is counter to rule number 1 of yoga, ahimsa. We're going to talk more about that next week. Inhale, exhale, throw back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really invigorating. 5, 6, and keep the squat kind of like you're on a horse. Not that I'm any good at riding a horse. Beautiful creatures, but I'm secretly scared of them. In awe of them. 4, 5, 6, and to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we want to flick our fingers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And chest opening. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round and all the way down. So inhale, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, now it's time to get into the waist a little bit more. Left hand up. Right hand can be on your hips. If your back's a bit tender and you need to support it. If all is good, let's take the right hand behind us. Inhale the left hand up and to the right, looking underneath the armpit to the ceiling. Exhale to the other side, the left. 1. Exhale, 2. Exhale, 3. And exhale, 4. Inhale, exhale, 5. Inhale, exhale, 6. And come up. Let's go down to the hips. Push your hips forward, right, back. Inhaling, exhaling. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can you feel the hips work or release? Change direction. Inhale, exhale to the left. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we're going to bring our feet together. Working the knees. Notice we're going down the body. Circle to the right, cleansing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, let's shake up the leg. Bend the left, shake up the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can hear I'm even getting a little bit out of breath here. Lift your right leg, and we're going to circle the foot to the right for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inwards for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Try and breathe on each rotation. Lift left, keep the knee in place. Circle to the right for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have strong ankles. 1, 2. Changing direction. 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice we spend so much time. This is great for improving your balance. Now, if you're new to yoga and you can't balance, feel free to grab hold of something. We don't want anyone falling out there. So inhale, exhale, point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's come to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And release. Okay, believe it or not, we're still with the feet. So bend back your right foot. So you want your foot bent like this and rotate all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and inwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's move to the left foot. Bend the toes back, outward rotation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and inwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's get into those toes. So, depending on the shape of the legs, you may be able to bring your inner ankle bones to touch and the base of the big toes to touch. Lift the toes as high as you can off the mat and spread them. And spread your fingers as well. 26 bones in each foot and each hand. So we're dealing with over 200 bones and all the associated ligaments and muscles. Now ground and grip the toes. We're going to inhale, interlacing the fingers. Exhale, straightening the arms as much as we can. Pay attention to the shoulders now as we inhale them back a little, exhale them down. Try and keep them there. Geach thighs, tighten butt a little bit to help. Geach tummy, inhale, reach hands up, shoulders still down. Exhale, see if you can keep your ankles together as we lift all the way up like this. So you may be tempted to do that, but work, even if you can't get them to touch, just work on bringing them together. The more you do it, the stronger your feet and your ankles will become. Now we're going to be more dynamic as we inhale and bring the heels almost down. Exhale, coming up. Notice I'm still trying to keep my ankles together. Inhale, exhale, 2, 3, you're getting better at this. 4, just practice. 5, and 6, and release. So, we're getting ready for Sun Salutation now. We're only going to do one. So this is all-round body conditioning sequence of poses for today. So we want to have our feet, if you're really tall and you've got a standard block, I always say come to the front of the mat. For every inch you're less than 6 feet, you can come back. So for me, that's about 8 inches or so back, or 6. Depends also on the flexibility. So grip the mat, engage your quads, tighten your glute, mind your gap, relax your shoulders back and down. Bring your hands gently together, not up here by your chest, but down here by your heart. It's easier for your shoulders and your chest to open up. Your shoulders and chest will be more at ease over here, and we're looking forwards, checking backs of ears are over shoulders, shoulders over hips. So be careful you're not pushing your hips slightly forwards. It can aggravate the back. So if you are more than 3 weeks pregnant, 3 months pregnant, I will be giving you some adaptations. 1, let's get started in Surya Namaskar. Inhale, reach as high as you can. Up, hooray! And exhale, listen to your back. If you're expecting, just go really easy. If your back's tender, don't force the funk. Inhale, engage, tummy, come up. Exhale, come all the way forwards. If you're expecting and you need space for the belly, you can make space in between your legs. Staying here or down. Inhale, shift the weight forwards and forward bend. Exhale, relax. Now we're going to inhale the left leg all the way back. Exhaling the left heel in the foot, almost at the back of the mat. Hips forwards in lunge. Inhale, open up. If you're in puppy pose, as we go into down dog, you can keep your feet on the ground and go into puppy pose. For the rest of us, broad shoulders. Inhale, heels as high as you can, head towards your feet. Exhale, we now push the heels in the direction of the mat. Don't worry if they don't reach the mat. Inhale, lower into a high plank, dropping knees if you're expecting or your back is tender. Staying there, inhaling, squeezing legs together. Exhale, coming down into Chaturanga. And if you're expecting, you'll sit back like this. But everyone else, just push over the toes and come up into upward facing dog. Exhale, shoulders back, inhale, look up, and exhale, either this pose if expecting or it's too much, otherwise down dog for everybody else. Wow, feel the back stretch over there. Whoa, backs of legs. Inhale your left thigh to the stomach. To make it easier, you may want to drop your knees and gently bring your left leg forward. And let your hips, don't keep your hips stuck out here. We want to reach them, no forcing, just what you can. Inhale, opening. Exhale, sink. Engage your tummy, your pelvic floor muscles. You can use your hands as a support to your back, bringing them to your knees if it helps. Bring the feet together. Remember, if your back's tender or you're expecting, take it easy, no forcing the funk, go with the flow. Otherwise, relax, drop head and arms. And let's do the other side, guys. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, hooray! Exhale, listen to the back. How far is okay? Back today. Inhale, engage tummy. Come up. Exhale, notice the back is not rounding like that. Keep the back flat as we hinge into Uttanasana. Inhale, shift your weight forwards. Exhale, relax. Bend legs slightly. Inhale, right leg almost to the back of the mat. Exhale, drop your knee. Hips sink forwards in Sun Salutation. Inhale, open up. Exhale, ground hands, bringing hands forwards if you're expecting. Everyone else, just keep the hands there, broad shoulders. Inhale, lift up. So the variations I'm giving is just in case you're not able to do the full expression of this pose. Adho Mukha Svanasana, you can be in another variation. And we lower into Utthita Chaturanga, dropping knees if it's too intense, if you're expecting. Exhale, broad shoulders. Inhale, ankles together. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, the elbows are in, dropping knees if you need to. So coming back if you need to take it easy or your back is taking strain, or pushing over your toes into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Sink into those shoulders. Lift up, shoulders back, open. Exhale, either into puppy pose or into downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Again, head to feet, feet together. Exhale, heels down. You can drop your knees if you want to make it easier. If you want a challenge, you bring your right thigh to your stomach, right hand up, and bring your right leg forward. Exhale, sink down, back in Sun Salutation. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, engage your tummy, pelvic floor muscles, and take care as we come forwards, checking your back is safe, staying in the half Ardha Uttanasana, or dropping head and arms in the forward, shifting weight forwards. Engage tummy, pelvic floor muscles to help the back transition. Inhale, reach upwards, hooray! Exhale, all the way back, or not all the way back, what works for you? Inhale, engage tummy. Exhale, hands to the heart, and namaste. How was that? I hope you're all right. We're going to spend about next few minutes doing balances. So if you're new to class and your balance is not very steady, but if you want, you can hold the edge of a chair, of a counter, get into the pose, and then see if you can release. So feel free to do that. We don't want to force the fun, but for everyone else, if you're all right, this is how we're going to do it. We start with bringing the legs together. That's the first part of the grounding that we're doing, gripping the earth, connected to the earth. Next week, we're all about grounding. We're all about the root chakra. And engage thighs, taking the grounding up into the legs, tighten the butt, tucking up pelvis, taking the grounding into the pelvis. Mind the gap, engage the core, taking the grounding into the abdomen, lift chest and relax shoulders and take it up into the chest. Here we're just going to relax and breathe. Believe it or not, the calmer, the more relaxed you are, the easier this is going to be. The balance, actually everything in life I think is easier if you're calm. Now pick a point to focus on, something that's not moving. There's a nick in the wall across the room that I'm going to focus on. But I haven't forgotten about my grounding, the gripping. I haven't forgotten about my breath. Hands on the hips. We're not going to turn the body. We're going to try and keep the body straight. We're into tree again. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, open. Don't turn the body, keep the hips. Don't worry if you can only open just a little bit up. You either want to take your foot above your knee, the higher the better, or underneath your knee. Side is not a good idea. It might aggravate your knee. So we're pressing the left sole of the foot into the inner right, and we can bring our hands together. Check the hips not pushing to the side. Be straight. Check you're not locking your knees and your muscles are relaxed. You want to be active still in the foot and in the thighs and in the butt over there. And your Minding rule number 3, you're opening up there and we are relaxed. And breathe. Observing rule number 1, pleasant face. The way to get a pleasant face is to observe rule number 2, to have a positive attitude. So they're linked, because if the attitude is not positive and then the face is trying to be pleasant, it kind of looks wrong, insincere, and relaxed. But sometimes we can start with a face, pleasant face, and then it helps us be aware of our attitude, and then we can work on the attitude. So we can start from either end. As long as we're working with both, that's what matters. We're holding for about a minute. I know it might seem long. If you come out of it and then come back into it, that's fine. If you haven't been doing yoga or balance work, it might be hard. Don't worry. It is going to get better with practice. So don't worry if you still have to hold on to that counter for a little bit. Okay, Bhati, just keep trying, everyone. I know some people we're all in different stages of our lives. So whatever background issues you have, feel free to send me a message in the inbox and I can see what we can do. So here we go to the other side. Grip the toes to the mat, engage quads, tighten butt, mind gap, relax. Weight is on left side, Vrikshasana. And we are inhaling the right leg, opening out, keeping the hips there. Remember, the foot is either above the knee or below. Keep the toes engaged, quads, left quad engaged, glutes engaged. Don't stick out the hip. That means you're engaging gluteus minimus, medius on the side to help. And you're minding the gap and breathing slowly, deeply, focusing on your point. Relaxing. Isn't it easier when you relax? We've got another 30 seconds more to hold this pose. Nice deep breaths. If you fall out of the pose, don't worry about it. Don't waste time scolding yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be loving to yourself. Just come up and get back in the pose. Just 10 more seconds here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. How was that? Did you feel your feet or your ankles or your legs? So we're going to come down into your squats. If you are really feeling it a lot in your feet or your ankles, you know, go easy, really stay close to your body, do what feels right at the moment. So what we're going to do is bring the feet, or the feet should still be together. If not, we're going to then open them. They're opened already, that's fine, and take them apart. I like to take them just inside the edges of the mat, inhaling. Exhale, notice I'm not rounding my back in this. I'm keeping the back straight. If your knees are tender, stay here and just relax your head and arms. That is a beautiful stretch. If everything is okay, come all the way down into a full squat. We're starting with Malasana, the variation or garland pose. The variation I want to do is upright, and we're going to open up our arms so that we open up our inner hips, and then we hinge forwards into the ankle, strengthening Upavethasana. Squeeze elbows into inner thighs. Let the inner thighs resist so that we push our palms together. Then inhale, come as high as you can onto the balls of your feet and breathe. Coming out of any pose at any time. Exhale, push the heels down. Please don't crash the arches of your feet. Weight is on the outer edge and the ball of the feet. Extend forwards. If there's somebody in here, stay here. Upright. We never want to be squashing the belly. And extend and release. But if you are expecting, please send me a message, direct message, and we'll talk. And now we're coming down and we're coming into cow, cat, tiger. This is how we're working our core. I love this. You know, these sequence of poses are actually used quite a lot by physiotherapists for people who have got back issues. So how about we just do preventative back therapy together? So, can you fit both your fists between your knees? Make sure the feet are not touching but apart so that your shins are parallel. Make sure your hands are not too close to your knees like this. You want your hands forwards, underneath. So if you've got issues with your knees, you can put, maybe you need to be on a pillow and get some padding, broad shoulders. Don't worry if you need to skip any poses that don't work for you right now. Don't give up. Just join us when there's a pose that you're able to do. Inhale, drop tummy and lift up in cow, looking up. Exhale, round in cat. Inhale, the right knee to the head in tiger. Exhale, spring up. Ooh, I'm actually in tigerish colors today. Inhale, hips square. Exhale, bring that heel to the butt. Let's work the butt and the hamstring. Inhale, extend. Point your foot. Don't be lazy in the leg or the foot. Exhale, rotate thigh inwards. Tighten the glute or the butt. Inhale, pull in the tummy. Engage root lock. Exhale, broad shoulders. And inhale, the left arm up. So some of you are like, what is a root lock? Root lock is when you lock the root, which is the base, your perineum. So you tighten the muscles in the pelvic floor like you're holding in P. That kind of helps the back sometimes and helps bring stability into the pose. And release. 2 fist distance between those knees, shoulders broad. Let's go to the other side. Let me practice some Sanskrit names here. Inhale, push pelvis, drop tummy, look up in Bilitasana. Exhale, round, tighten butt, lift back chin into chest, Marjaryasana. Inhale, the left knee to the head, arms are straight in Vyagrasana. Exhale, spring into the opposite side of Vyagrasana. Inhale, we want to get the hips square. Maybe you need to drop. Exhale, bring heel to butt. Can you feel that butt and hamstring working? Inhale, extend. Activate foot and leg. Exhale, rotate thigh inward. Inhale, tighten butt, pull in tummy, broad shoulders, root lock. Inhale, left. Don't be reaching forwards like this. Check your shoulders are square. Arm is shoulder height. Left leg parallel to your hip. Don't lift it too high. You tend to arch your back. So just hip height, tighten your butt, pull in your tummy, and breathe. Life's always so much easier when we breathe, right? And relax and come down. So we're going to relax and take a counter in Varasana, forwards Varasana. So feet can come together now, big toes touch, but the knees, guess what? The knees are going out to the edges of the mat. And then very gently sit the butt down, listen to what the knees can do. If you need to stay up here and just stretch like this, that's absolutely fine if you don't yet have the mobility in the knees or the hips. Extend your arms all the way forwards. Reach, reach, reach. You can place your forehead on the mat for a few breaths. Relax. And engage your tummy, pelvic floor muscles, the root lock. Help support the back as we come up. Now, depending on your mat and the surface that you're on, you may need some padding underneath you. So I'm extending my padding there so that it's under my hips and my tummy for the next part of our class, which is the back strengthening. So I'm taking my feet back to the back of the mat, extending my the chin, touch the mat. We don't want to graze our chin. And then go forwards and arrive on the tummy for the supine position for back strengthening. So while you're relaxing there, if you're expecting, obviously you don't want to be on your bellies, or if there's another reason you don't want to be on your bellies, you can come into Baddha Konasana or Cobblers Pose. So while we work on our stomach, you can be in this position. For the first pose, you can be upright. For the second one, you can extend forwards. And for the last two, you can lean all the way back. And for the counter, when we're in Crocodile, you can come into forwards Virasana. Right, are you ready? Everyone got their positions? If it's not clear and you need variations, we can just chat before class or on messages. So we're going into half grasshopper, Ardha Salabhasana, right hand forwards, palm down, left hand back, palms down. You want to keep both the hips in the ground and feet touching, forehead on the ground. Inhale, exhale, use the butt, push your hips in. Inhale, lift your head and lift both your shoulders. Exhale, lift your right arm. If all's good, lift your right leg. Make sure you're not lifting the hip there. Right hip is in the ground. Breathe. Come higher if you can come higher. Come lower if you can go lower. And relax back all the way into Crocodile's pose. Right, so I'm not quite sure if everyone can see me now. We've had a little bit of a glitch in the transition. Let me just check with production manager. Are you able to see me on the screen? On your screen, are you able to see me? All right, so we're countering in Crocodile, so we're flexing our feet, we're turning outwards and we're turning our feet away, bending the elbows and relaxing. I hope everyone can see me, and come all the way down. And just relax and just breathe. So is everything okay? Can everyone hear me? See me? Just give me a sign back there. And let's move forwards. It's working. All right. I've just lost my image on my screen, so I wasn't quite sure whether you guys could see me, but if you can see me, that's great. Let's go into the other half grasshopper. Let's take the left hand forwards, the right hand back, and forehead on the mat. Inhale, exhale, squeeze the butt. Inhale, lift your head, lift your arms. Remember, in Baddha Konasana, if this is not working for you, exhale, lift your arm and lift your leg. And don't lift your hip up again. You want to be reaching forwards like this and breathing. All right. I've just lost my image in my screen. And breathe. If you need to come down, come down. If you can hold, hold. If you can go higher, lift your shoulder, lift your arm, lift your leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I know we're taking some extra crocodiles today. How lucky, huh? Bend the toe, bend, flex the feet. Yes, you bend the toes as well a little bit when you flex. Turn outwards, move away. The distance, you know, we're all different in the hips and the back, whatever's comfortable. And relax. Let your body sink in, into the shoulders, into the hips, into the tummy, into the chest, into the legs, and into the feet. Right, the next one is the Satyananda Bhat. So you want to bring the legs together over like this and extend your arms out. Inhale, exhale, squeeze your butt, push your hips in. Inhale, lift your head and your shoulders. Exhale, try to just lift your arms. If it's all right, you can lift legs. If not, you can choose to drop either your arms or your legs. You will notice that I'm not reaching my shoulders forwards like this. The shoulders are back, the arms are up. The legs, I used to struggle so much in the beginning to keep my legs together, and it was because my inner thighs or my adductors were quite weak. But the stronger they get, the easier it is to bring the legs together. To make those muscles stronger, just work on squeezing the legs and the feet together. Come down if it's too much. Hold if you can. Come up if you can. Lift shoulders, lift arms, lift legs for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax and release. And now we are coming into crocodile. How would I almost didn't give you guys a break. Flex the feet. That wouldn't have been very kind of me. And turn your feet outwards and away and relax. If you want, you can turn your head the other way just so you release your neck. Relax your arms, your shoulders. Feel the weight sink into your chest, into your belly, into your pelvis, into your legs. Okay, are you ready to take off, guys? In the full Salabhasana, flying one, arms out. Don't bring them back. You start to work more posterior muscles or back muscles of the arms. So we work the front. Now let's work laterally. And legs together, forehead down. Inhale, exhale, squeeze the butt. Inhale, lift your head and your shoulders. Exhale, lift arms. If all's good, lift the legs as well. And again, work on keeping the legs straight and squeeze together as we breathe. Deep breaths. You want to point the toes. It's really active. I don't know about you, but I feel the muscles. The more I lift my shoulders, the more I feel my upper back muscles and middle back muscles. The more I lift my legs, the more I feel my lower back. But the more I straighten my legs, I feel my hamstrings. Hold if you can, coming down at any time, and lifting if you can for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release, and crocodile, flex. So remember, you're changing to different variations of Baddha Konasana or Cobblers Pose. If this pose is not relevant to you, relax, turn your head, and breathe. Right, we have our final grasshopper, another full one. I like to call this one Superhuman Grasshopper Salabhasana. Feet are together. Now we're working the back of our arms posteriorly, so our arms are coming by our sides. Notice the backs of the hands are against the thighs, the little finger down towards the ground, the thumb facing upwards. Relax your forehead down. Release your neck. Inhale deeply. Exhale, tighten your butt, pushing your hips into the mat. Keep that. Inhale, lift your head and lift both your shoulders, working the upper back. Exhale, lift your arms, working triceps. Exhale, pushing behind still. And then you can lift your legs to work the lower back part of the back and the legs. Dropping legs if it's too intense, especially in your back and your lower back. And breathe. Again, try not to bend your legs. Try to straighten your legs. Squeeze your legs together. If you want to work your triceps some more, you want to tone that part of the back of the arms, then lift your arms higher and back and breathe. holding if you can, coming down if you can't, going higher if you can, lifting shoulders, lifting arms, lifting legs for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. We've got a different counter to do, guys. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, squeeze your elbows into your body. Inhale, tighten your butt, pull in tummy to keep your back nice and straight. Exhale, keeping the back straight, push up, and we're going to sit back in child's pose. So for child's pose, if you're expecting, you can do forwards Varasana to give space. But for everyone else, bring the knees together. The feet are not flexed, but they are pointed. And we sit back. Oh my gosh. I can feel my back release, which is really good. Feeling my back release, reaching forwards, extending your arms. And if you can drop your forehead to the mat, that's really good. It helps balance the hormones. This is one great thing that yoga does that regular exercise is not so good at. And a lot of the issues that we have, weight issues, reproductive issues, are actually a lot of the time related to our hormones. So extend, relax, engage tummy, pelvic floor muscles, and gently come up. And we're cooling down. I can already feel that we're slowing it down a little bit. So we kind of start easy, come up, and then we're taking it down. So if crossing your legs is a problem for the twists, feel free to bend your legs slightly like this, or if it's uncomfortable, you can straighten them. If you're okay to bend your legs, we can come into Half Lord of Fishes or Ardha Matsyendrasana, taking the feet over to the left side, right side, sit on your cushion on the left, feet are on the right. So we're going to take that top right leg and cross it by the knee. So if both your legs are forward, you're just bending your leg. And we're inhaling and coming up and reaching. So inhale the right arm up out of hip, waist, chest, shoulder. Exhale, turn and go all the way back. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, turn and look behind you. And just hold it right there. I'm just going to step up, just stay in pose. Great. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, keep looking back. There we go. I hope everybody can see me clearly. And we're going to release and come forwards. And we're going to take the feet to the left side, padding to the right, and cross over. Make sure you're not leaning over to one side. So inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, release. Inhale, reach left arm up. Exhale, turn and take it behind you. Inhale, your right arm up. Exhale, cross over. Check me not looking down, maybe looking up and back. The whole week I've been feeling the left side of my body a little bit more in this one, but I must say I don't feel it as much today as I have in the other days. Good, maybe it means my left side is getting stronger and evening with my right. All right, let's do some breath work. So again, feel free to sit with your legs front or extended or an easy pose, Sukhasana here. But if your knees and hips and everything is okay, let's sit in Varasana or Hero's Pose. I like this pose because it really helps mind the gap, which means that we're able to breathe a whole lot more. Okay? Very busy street, all sorts of COVID-related things happening, the hosing down the streets, all sorts of things going on back there. So relax your palms down, and we're going to breathe. Inhale, relax, exhale down. We're increasing by another 20 this week, so let's go for 100. If you're just joining today and 100 is too much, if you get dizzy, please don't force, just relax whenever you feel that it is too much. Don't force it. Go with the flow. Don't force the funk. Rule number 4. Here we go. relax. It goes pretty fast. I'm actually trying to keep my pace. We're doing about 2 pulses per second. So that is like 50 seconds approximately. Right, let's relax on our back. Finally, the moment to relax on your back. If you are in your 2nd or 3rd trimester, you probably want to lie on your left side as opposed to on your back so that you have more blood flow to the uterus. So we're having the feet nice and wide, and you drop the feet out. If your back's been a little bit tender, grab one pillow under each thigh, or if it's a nice big pillow, you can place it there. Tuck up. Palms are facing upwards, shoulders are down, chin to the chest. Close your eyes and breathe. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out, relax. So today I don't want to talk too much in Shavasana. I want you to really be within yourself, just breathing in, taking in as much air as you can without forcing. Exhale, relax your body as much as you can on each exhale. And repeat. If you find yourself thinking or the mind wandering, merely bring the mind back to an observer of the body. This helps us increase the awareness of our body, helps us improve the connection, the connectivity between the body and the mind, and the mastery of ourselves. Breathing in. Breathing out, surrender feet, legs, butt, back, shoulders, arms. Just keep breathing, focusing on your breath as you exhale. How much can you release and relax into Mother Earth? Let every exhale be a sinking into the welcoming embrace of Mother Earth. We're not falling, it's not scary. We are safe, we are held, we are loved. Just breathe. As you surrender your breath, surrender any tension, discomfort, negativity. Surrender yourself to gravity, to Mother Earth. She is always pulling us towards her. It is us who resists. Gently wriggle your fingers and toes, slowly bringing life back into the shavan or corpse. This is Cobblers Pose or Salabhasana. Bring your legs together until your feet touch. You might want to move the pillows out of the way. Open the eyes as we inhale, our arms straight, palms above us, hooking the thumbs above us and taking our hands down. Stretch the arms away from your shoulders and your head and point your toes and reach them then the other way. Does this feel good or does this feel good? I love the stretch. It's like what you do when you wake up in the morning and we're waking up after Shavasana. Stretch until there's no more stretch left and then we relax, sinking back into Mother Earth and keep your pelvis on the ground. Try not to lift your pelvis up. It helps keep the back safe. And I like to cross my legs. It's easier to keep my legs together and pull. Give yourself a big hug. This is air release pose, so it's okay if air is released. And come up and kiss the knees. Give thanks, appreciation to the body. It's amazing for whatever you did today. Inhale the right arm over by your ear to the ground and roll over onto that right arm, head on the arm, hand in front of you, and we're going to push ourselves upright, and we're going to close. As we began, so we end. So remember, sit however is comfortable, whether legs are extended out. What is important is your posture here and observing rule number 3, which is to mind the gap. If you are comfortable to cross your legs or to come into half lotus, you can. It's always easier when we sit on something, elevating our hips. Jnana Mudra, drop the hands, aligning backs of ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Khechari Mudra and breathe. And gently open the eyes, come off the block if you wish, palms together. This is another mudra, pretty universal. Hands to the heart, and from my heart to all of you, thank you so much for attending the class. Namaste. And I look forward to seeing everybody next week. And if you've attended the Kututa Yoga classes before, you will know that we change the routine every week. So very strange day today. I can't actually see my screen, but I hope you can see me. And I'm within vision. And yes, I'm looking forward to hearing from all of you. How Claudia, you've never done so much yoga in a week, huh? It's good. So that you joined us. Conrad, good to see you. Kahilu, good to see you again. Michelle, Alexandra from PR, welcome, Stairs. Someone new, nice to see you. Muche and Jackie, welcome. Welcome, Nancy. So please, do you have any comments, any feedback? At the end of the class, I always like to ask, how do you feel? Where do you feel it? Please let me know how you were feeling. And you may not feel it all now. Sometimes you may feel it during the day, later today, or you may also feel it when you wake up tomorrow. And as I mentioned earlier, a nice way to help ease your muscles, especially if this is your first class here or your first class in a while, you might want to just take a soak, a hot bath, or soak, throw in some salt. That definitely helps. Okay, have you got any feedback from me? And please share. Alex says yellow suits me. Thank you. It's Flower Friday. I love to wear flowers in my hair, and there's something about it on Friday. It reminds me, some of you will know, Monday, the lovely 70-year-old lady who used to come to the class and back in Zambia, and she always used to wear flowers in her hair, and I promised myself that I would wear a flower in my hair on Fridays just to remember her. She's really spunky, really positive, and I said I want to be like that when I'm 70. So it's Friday Flower Day. Actually, Fridays are the most favorite day of my week. There's something about Friday. I do understand why. In some countries, Friday is actually a name that they give to people. Coffee, it's Coffee Friday, Juma. So Friday, it's the end of the week. Congratulations for making it today, whether it's your first class, your second class, your third class, your fourth, and wow, if it is your fifth class. So on Monday, just to let you know that we're changing the routine, we are going to be focusing on grounding and the root chakra. I feel it's particularly important at this time with a lot of the changes. We're under lockdown. It feels uncertain. It feels rather insecure. So it's kind of survival issues, our jobs, what's happening. A lot of us are in these kind of places, which is related to our survival and our financial well-being. So we're going to get really grounded next week. We're going to work on the lower parts of our body, which are very much connected to the root chakra and grounding. And we're going to deal with some of those fear issues as well. So I hope you can join next week, and do share the classes with friends, with family. The more, the merrier. Thank you so much for joining the classes this week. It really gives me a sense of security, a sense of community to be here teaching all of you. Before I sign out, are there any questions for me? Sorry, Muche, the network was a little bit bad where you were, but I hope that you will give it a go. Any questions? Wow, Alex, great. You're here again. Great. Some of you say you're feeling, and thank you, Emily. Happy Easter. It's Easter Friday. We will have class. Mate, you're feeling amazing. We will have class on Easter Monday. Typically, I don't teach over the weekend, so there is no class tomorrow. Maybe you can play back one of the videos. The videos remain in the feed. So if you would like to do a class tomorrow, feel free to pick any of the videos from this week and just do it over. If you have done all classes and tomorrow is your sixth, it probably is a good idea that you rest on Sunday. Thank you very much. It's amazing to see old faces, new faces. It's really been amazing and such a privilege to teach everyone. I hope you have an amazing evening for those of you who are in that time zone, an amazing day for everyone else, and an amazing long Easter weekend. Bye-bye. See you next